Hello, my friends. I hope you enjoyed that arrangement. I created it entirely using these awesome plugins created by a company called Audio Modeling. And the amazing thing about these plugins is that they use no samples whatsoever. They've actually modeled the behavior of a violin and a cello and a trumpet using code. What this does is it gives you unprecedented control over the sound, over the expression and the articulations of the instrument in a way that no sample has ever done before. It honestly blows my mind that it's even possible because they sound so realistic. You would never guess that they didn't actually record a violin to create the sound. They just coded it. Amazing. You know, I use a lot of samples in my work, but typically with samples, for example, a string sample, it'll only work for one type of articulation. So a slower legato string will work for pads, but then if you want to play a fast run, suddenly it doesn't work anymore. So then you have to use another sample for that. Or if you want to switch to a staccato articulation, then you need another sample for that. But these plugins, they are so deep, and I'm going to show you in a second, but you can control every aspect of the sound of the acoustic instrument, which is amazing. Also, you may be wondering why I chose to mash up the Zelda tune and the Castlevania tune. I'm not sure, actually. I just started playing around with the Gerudo Valley thing from Zelda, and the Castlevania tune just kind of popped into my head. Because they have a similar chord progression, it just seemed to work, and I just kind of went with that. But anyway, let me show you what these plugins can do. So let me first give you an example of a good violin sample. This is one of the samples that comes with the Prophet X keyboard. So here it's really nice, but if I try to play a run, that's where it falls apart because suddenly it gets all smeary. It doesn't sound realistic. It just sounds like individual notes as opposed to one, continuous run played on an acoustic instrument. So in that case, I would switch to maybe a different sample, like this one, for example. Staccato sample. I do this a lot. I switch from one sample to another, and it's possible. And I know there are plugins that let you do this easily with key switches. But let me compare it now to the modeled violin. So you can hear that I can switch from staccato to legato just by playing differently on the keyboard. I have control over the vibrato depth using the mod wheel, and I'm actually controlling the amount of intensity, the expression, using a pedal. And it just sounds really natural. If I want to play a run, I just play a run. And if I play it legato, it'll sound legato. If I want to play staccato, just play short notes. It's just really intuitive, works well. And if you want to really go deep, there are a million parameters that you can tweak as well. So, for example, I can make the bow really scratchy. And one thing I actually used a lot in the arrangement is I can change the bow direction with a key switch right here. So I start down bow, I can change the bow direction. So I can do cool things like... And I can create a glissando by just playing softer. So if you're a composer or a producer and you want to have some realistic solo strings or solo horns, reeds, they have a lot of plugins. You just check out their website. I highly recommend checking out audio modeling stuff. They are by far the best plugins of acoustic instruments that I've ever heard. And the fact that they don't use samples means they don't take up any space on your hard drive at all, which is just amazing. So check them out, and thanks again for watching. Hey, I'm Glasses, and I have a very unique request for you. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.